So, it's a cloudy day, but that doesn't matter because we're gonna warm it up in here and we're gonna make some bread pudding with coconut milk, cashews, and figs in it. And just a little bit of whiskey. Doesn't that sound good? Are you with me? This is Aarti Paarti.
C'est au Manhattan, fast food, Dakar, Sénégal, la grand-mère à l'hôpital Dantec, tout va bien, Kairek, moi ici, toi là-bas, le visa au consulat, numéro 39, y'attend, à l'état civil, déjà l'an 2000, déjà 2000 ans, au Manhattan, fast food, Dakar, Sénégal, cinéma, le Paris.
We're gonna make Huggy Buggy bread pudding today because when it's so cold outside, you just want something really warm to hug you, you know, from your tummy outwards. The key is using some coconut milk. So I have a can of full fat coconut milk. Doesn't that look appetizing? 2.5 cups of regular whole milk. I'm just whisking it to dissolve it. So I've got 1 whole baguette here that I cut into little chunks about this size, look. And keep them sort of even so they all cook around the same, they take the same time to cook. Now, bread pudding was designed as a way to use up old bread. So don't go buying fresh bread to make this. If you do what I did, cut it into chunks, put it into the oven at like 300 degrees, a little bit over, for 20 minutes and it'll dry it out because dry bread absorbs all this milk and that's what you want. You want this custard to form inside the bread. I'm just gonna mix this together now. This whole time I've been soaking these dried figs, these black mission figs that look like this, in some whiskey that I heated up. And so they've gotten all nice and plump and whiskified. So I'm gonna slice this up. I had 6 of these. We're gonna use 3 eggs, about a cup of sugar, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of ground cardamom, and then some ginger. I like a little pinch of salt in anything sweet. It brings all the flavors out. And then we just toss this all together. It's so easy. And then I don't want to waste any of that whiskey that we soaked the figs in, so I'm going to put just a little bit of that in here. So just a couple tablespoons. I'm going to pour all of this lovely soaked bread into this baking dish that I buttered. And this goes. Sprinkle it with those figs that you lovingly soaked. The very last step is some cashews, just over the top, for a little crunch. I've got a huge roasting pan in here that I filled up with some water. We're doing what's called a water bath. Ooh. So be very careful. And then the whole lot goes in that roasting pan. Okay. Ooh. All right, so that's at, what, 350? For 35-45 minutes. You're going to look for it to pull away from the sides and you'll know it's done. And the great thing about this is it's going to make your house smell so good, and that's what you need on a day when it's so, you know, gloomy outside. You need a reminder that this is all temporary. This too shall pass. What the buck? Right, Karen?
Yeah. What the buck indeed.
I feel like we have a song about this.
Right? That sounds familiar. Vaguely familiar.
Yeah. Nice to see you, by the way. Thanks for coming over.
My pleasure.
This is a song about letting stuff go. It's just a suggestion you can take or leave. It's okay, 'cause take it from us, trying to hold on is MFing hard. And change all the time anyway. You see, we didn't really want to use cuss words. We're prim and proper and we're perfect in every way. Besides, it's just as easy to say what the fuck. When nothing's going your way, when your ice cream falls on the street, just shrug your shoulders and say what the fuck. At the end of a very long day, you're eating cookies and you run out of milk. Just shrug your shoulders and say what the buck, 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 what the buck. Oh yeah. When you smudge your mani-pedi, 'cause you tripped on the way to your car, and you see you got a parking ticket, what the buck? Uh-oh. What the buck indeed? When you're writing a brand new song, all seems well as you're singing along. Suddenly it sounds like your friend Paul Newman's song.
I'm your Superman, man. Don't you know who I am? Superman.
Superman, it sounds like Superman. What the buck? Seriously, we were doing so well. Jeez, I'm bro. Whenever you're feeling lonely, not to worry, we're all alone sometimes. Just shrug your shoulders and say what the buck. Now we want you to do something cheesy. Turn to your left or to your right. Give that kid a hug and be grateful. What the buck? 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 Alright. I'm all done. I have to wait for this to cook now.
I need some sort of transition out.
Oh. I'll see you in 35 minutes. How about that?
All right.
Oh, jeez. You have to earn that bread pudding. It's all ready. Look at how crispy doodle it got on top. It smells so good in this house. It just smells sweet. Big serving. Finish it with a little bit of whipped cream. I put a little bit of orange zest and some powdered sugar in it. Doesn't that look amazing? So good, and I love that there are these crispy bits of bread and then the nice custardy, sort of spongy pieces of bread too. It looks so good. And even though I would love to eat it, I can't have any because I'm allergic to gluten. So what the buck? I'm gonna give it to my friend Karen to try. That's all for the episode this week, so I'll see you next week on Aarti Paarti.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you. Ready?
I'm rolling.
Stop it. Okay.
Stop rolling? Oh, we're just burning tape now.
Stop it!
Done!